People think of the comfort zone in terms of concepts, but I like to be a little more concrete with it. So I think about the comfort zone as a nice little cabin that has everything you need. You've got a nice fire crackling in the fireplace. You've got that comfy couch, you know, the one that you dissolve into and like lose the whole weekend. It's got a cup holder, it's got a little blanket, right? Got good snacks. And you got everything you need. And there's a little elf in there that just wants you to be comfortable, wants you to be happy and safe. And that elf is the protective voice in your head that's there to keep you safe. Now, it's a holdover from caveman days when there was a legitimate danger that in unknowns we could get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. So it's protecting you. Now, these days, we don't have those dangers, but she still freaks out the same way to unknowns and to change. There's one door in the comfort zone, and it leads to change. It leads to danger as far as your elf is concerned. She doesn't like it when you walk towards that door. She doesn't like it when you go out the door. And when you do, she completely freaks out. And she starts saying all the things that are wrong, all the things that are going to go wrong. This isn't going to work. This is going to be a disaster. This is going to be really bad, right? She freaks out. So and when you don't go and respond to that, she immediately goes after you. She starts telling you all the things that are wrong with you. She gets mean. As a self-employed entrepreneur, I know I'm well acquainted with this little elf, right? She starts telling you, you don't know what you're doing. You're not smart enough for this. Why do you think you can do it? Think about all the people that have failed. That's going to be you. You better not do this. She gets mean. It's not okay. So you're sitting there in your comfort zone. You're nice and comfy. You got your feet up. You got a bag of Cheetos by you. And all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere, something changes. Whether you saw it coming and you kind of ignored it, or maybe you picked it and you decided this comfort zone isn't comfortable anymore. Or then maybe, like a piano out of a 10-story building, it falls on your head out of nowhere. And something changes, and you're outside that comfort zone. You're on the porch, in the dark, in the unknown. And you don't know what's next. And you're banging and kicking and screaming to get back into that comfort zone. And then you collapse, exhausted, with your head in your hands and your back against the door, repeating how awful this is over and over again. And some people stay right there, periodically getting up to bang some more and try to get back in. But what they don't realize is that on the other side of that door isn't what they thought was there. It's gone, it's changed, it's different, but they want to get back in there. I was there myself. I was doing a project in New York City for a company I worked for, and I was in New York City for 8 months. And when the project was over, I was ready to come back. But there were a lot of organizational changes. And they had taken my job, changed it a little, given it to somebody else, and I now kind of didn't have a job. And the person that had my old job said, oh, that's all right, you can be my project manager. But that was a big step down, and I wasn't ready to do that. And I thought, I can find a spot in this company. I'll be able to find something. I interviewed for a job with them in China, in Colombia, in Germany. I was ready to flee the country to stay with this company and get back in that door. But they weren't ready to hire yet. And so my elf and I, we were freaking out because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's next. And it's dark out there. I wasn't even willing to look at that. I wanted to get back in there. And then one night at dinner with a friend of mine who happened to be a VP for the company was telling me about all the cultural changes that had happened in this transition and how it was different. And there was some negativity and there was some toxicity and the dynamics were different and it just wasn't what it used to be. And I realized that I was sitting here vainly banging for something that didn't exist anymore. And as soon as I turned away from the door, I looked out and the whole future had brightened because I realized my value and my opportunities. And all of a sudden, I stepped into my new reality. And that's what we need to do. When change happens and we realize maybe we want it. We didn't pick this. We don't want to change. That's not what we want. And that doesn't matter because this is the new reality.